Right, okay. With any luck, this is another video of production line. The reason that I sound like I'm doubting that is I just upgraded to OBS Studio, which is the software that I use to capture this sort of like background image and me at the same time. And previously I was using OBS 64 or something, I don't know. Anyway, it's different, and I haven't got the hang of getting it to record different audio channels or stuff like that. But it does record at a higher frame rate. There is a slight danger I might get fiber internet, at which point I can do longer videos and higher quality videos and stuff like that. So I thought I would up my game slightly and finally use the latest software. Anyway, this is Production Line by Positech Games. I'm the guy who coded it and designed it and stuff like that. And these videos are always slightly disorganized with me going, I don't know what I'm doing. So there you go. Anyway, what has happened? Loads of stuff is new and exciting. Actually, have I got the tyre thing? Let me just show off the tyre thing first. How do you make tyres? How do you make tyres? It's an engine, wheel. Have I got it yet? Yes, I have. This is the thing that makes tyres. And it used to just sit there and not do anything. Oh, that's interesting that they draw under. Anyway, let's get some resources for the tyre thing. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Look! And it goes up and down, and there's no tyre in it because, like, you know, what do you want from me? It's not the Unreal Engine. Anyway, so there's that new animated thing. There's a bunch of new animated things. Something that we changed that I just thought, oh, what the hell, is that if you notice here, these robots, they no longer shoot sparks everywhere, and these are what I'm just calling like fitting robots. Until recently, these were the only robots in the game, unless you used a very specific slot that had some others in. So I might get rid of the little sparky effect entirely. And these are robots that are attaching things or putting things in the car. There's lots of different robots in the real production line, and we don't have loads of them. But if we go over here, looky here, Sparky Sparks. These are welding robots which are red. And now all of the places in the game where you do some welding, those robots are red, and I might exaggerate the sparks a bit. And other places, the robots are orange. There's no impact on the game at all, other than what I'm trying to do is get us to a point where you can look at a screenshot like that and go, oh yeah, that's that. Oh, here's the thing, and that's the thing, without having to like mouse over anything or to zoom out and look at icons or colours. I'm trying to make the game more intuitive and more visually interesting, because, you know, we all like that. So so that's something that has gone in, and we're gradually getting more and more like animation-y stuff going in. I still love my fans, and on those very lines we have changed the fans slightly. So if you've played the game, you'll notice that when you have a car painted, it goes in here, which is where it gets the undercoat painted. Then it comes out in this like dark grey. Before it goes in, it's what they call body in white, where they're kind of like always sort of white metal. So they come out here with a grey undercoat, and then they go into another identical painting thing where they actually come out with a colour, like that one's sort of metallic blue. And then that final coat gets dried, and it used to get dried in exactly the same slot, although it's actually named differently. But now, look, woohoo! Woohoo! We've got different fans. They do exactly the same thing and done exactly the same way. It's just, for the visuals of the game, I think it's more pleasing to look down here and go, what's it? Oh yeah, this is the final coat getting dried here. And of course, I know I've been to car production lines. I know they don't have giant fans, and it takes more than 4 minutes or 12 minutes. I know that. It's a game. So that's something else that's gone in. Something new that you may have noticed if you're eagle-eyed and you play the game a lot is it used to be that when you zoomed out there were like yellow, red and green icons showing you where the cars are. There still are, but they're slightly different. So if we get to here, I can tell, you might not be able to tell if you're watching at low res, that's an off-road car. That's a compact car. That's a pickup truck there. That's a compact car. That's a sports car. Because they have different icons. I can't zoom in on them because then they disappear. Oh no, that wasn't a sports car. That shut me up. That was a sedan, but that one there should be a compact, and it is. And that one there looks like a pickup truck, and it is. And I think that's just a little bit more helpful. If you're scrolling around here thinking, where's all the sports cars? Rather than having to sort of zoom in or rely on the colours that you can set, it's just another piece of information that we're giving to you. I'm not building many sports cars in this particular... I may not even have unlocked them yet. Oh, there you go, that's a sports car there, you can't tell yet. I've also changed this because it had some misleading information that isn't implemented yet. So if we click on a car here, some stuff that didn't make any sense has been taken out, and that's been reorganised a little bit. So these are new things. I don't think I talked about it last time, but prepare to be amazed. Watch this. Boom! It didn't delete a car. Previously, if you put a conveyor belt over an existing conveyor belt, the car would be deleted. So that one there and that one there would normally be deleted, but now they get put back, which is less wasteful and less annoying. It annoyed a few people, and it annoyed me because I knew it wasn't a design decision. The reason it was doing that was I was too slack to code it properly. What else has changed? We've changed other stuff. We changed some route finding stuff to make it more sensible. To do with when you put in a new resource route, that an existing slot wouldn't immediately realise that and reprioritise, and it does that now. I did a lot of optimising of the code to do with drawing the graphics. If you zoom out like this, you might assume, because there's all these millions of things on the screen, that that's what takes the time. But it isn't actually. Two things take the time. The route finding for all of these individual things going on the conveyors can be very slow on a very big factory, and they get bigger than this. That can be slow, and also the drawing of some user interface elements can be slow. So for example, these little windows here saying insufficient resources or no export room or whatever, they were very slow. I'm just going to be a little bit technical about this. What they used to do is that they used to draw a yellow box, and then they used to frame that box in white, and then they used to draw text in it. And that's three things. There was actually a fourth thing, because it has to draw this little line going down, and then a fifth thing, which is this little dot. So that's quite a lot of draw calls, and it's unnecessary because they hardly ever overlap, for starters. But secondly, you can do a lot of that in kind of single draw calls if they're batched. So you have to get it pixel perfect, so it still looks like it's been drawn as a perfect frame, but it can be done. So that was a kind of like, it sounds like a minor change, but that sped things up. But also all of the deciding where to draw them and the setting up where all the individual pixels were going to go and everything is now done at the same time as I do other stuff. So the game does a lot more multi-threading in the way it prepares user interface elements. And multi-threading is essential for any kind of game that's going to have like a big game world with loads of objects in it. I say this, and like 90% of the people watching this video aren't probably programmers, and of the programmers, 90% of you just use Unity anyway, so I don't, you know, where you've got absolutely no control over that sort of stuff anyway. You just hope Unity knows what it's doing. But if you do have fine-tuned control over it, a little tip is when you have drawn something, at the same time that you're drawing it, prepare to draw it for the next frame, because you can lag by a frame. That's fine with user interface elements, because then nothing else is going on. There's no thread conflict or anything, because you know you're okay to sort of deal with that data then. So you draw something and then you prepare to draw it the next frame while you're drawing the next thing, and that way you've got pretty much a whole frame to carry out that task. Anyway, it's all a bit technical and whatever. So that's what's been going on. Let me just check my calendar to see if I've missed something else that I've been doing. Oh yeah. Look, if you want to delete something big, let's delete something big. Oh, we're not doing any research. Let's delete this. You used to just do that, right click. Now you do this and you get a little bit of GUI element that builds up in a circle there saying, you sure? The reason for that is people would sometimes, they'd have something like this. They'd be laying down slots and they go, oh, right click to delete that. And they might then accidentally double right click and delete a building that they then can't afford to rebuild and it costs a fortune. And sometimes people would just right click on things and delete something by mistake. So now you have to hold it down thing. Now you might be thinking, oh god, that looks tedious, I don't want to do that. So you can turn it off under options, confirm slot deletion in game. I would like to know if you find that really annoying or you think that's good, because I'm not putting anything in the game that makes it worse, obviously, if you tell me. So let me know if you like that or you hate it. So we've done that. Oh yeah, if you've used supply stockpiles where you copy from a slot, so what are we doing around here? Fitting windows. This user interface is now so much better. It's bigger and you can see it, and also let me show you what it does. If I do like fit doors, oh hang on, no, fit door panels would be one, wouldn't it? Oh, is it because we haven't... Hang on a second. If I found a bug. Copy from slot. Let me pick something else. Body shell. Why is that not... Oh! Let me just put down a new one. This is live debugging. I hope you're happy. Fit door panels. Yeah, okay. Oh, so it won't reset. Oh, interesting. Anyway, the user interface for doing that when you do copy from slot is much better because it's all in alphabetical order now. It was a right mess beforehand. I do apologise for the mess it was beforehand. And we'll still make it better. And we'll fix that bug that you may have noticed where the props hadn't dropped entirely. Anyway, so we've done that. What have we got coming up? This is the big question, isn't it? What's coming next? I honestly really am going to do electric cars, hybrid cars, and different powertrains, so like high performance engines and stuff like that. To prove it, here is an electric motor graphic. Here is a small battery pack, a hybrid battery pack, a large battery pack. So I'm getting there and I am working on it. So basically what we're going to change is everything that leads up to fit powertrain, which I can't remember. It's here, isn't it? Fit powertrain. So here I'm requesting a powertrain or a stop-start powertrain. Interestingly, you would think, oh god, are we going to have stop-start hybrid powertrains and stop-start electric? No, because all hybrid cars and all electric cars are stop-start anyway. So it's not as overwhelming as it sounds. And then we'll have all this new technology and we'll have kind of all the stuff where you build up a powertrain. And wouldn't it be cool if eventually we had like make your own lithium batteries and lithium would be a resource and we'd have like a little gigafactory thing down here that was producing batteries and stuff? God, I don't know. I mean, Christ, there's enough to do, isn't there? Trading cards. The trading cards are coming. The trading card art looks amazing and I'm going to try and use it in other places in the game. Got a very itchy nose. So that is coming. There is some new graphics that you may encounter, but I'm not going to bang on about them. Oh, something else that we've done is in marketing. If I just launch a marketing campaign there, what that will do is it will increase the brand awareness. So my brand awareness is currently 7.99% that I got from my marketing campaign that I just launched. That means I have more customers visiting the showroom per hour than normal. I've actually reduced the base number of that, which is why you might think, well, it's low. What happens now is the brand awareness hangs around at the end of a marketing campaign and slowly tails off. It used to just stop immediately, which is of course nonsense. So thank you to the person that suggested that. That is in. Blah 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 blah. I think that's it. I mean, that's a week's work, isn't it? Jesus. There's still loads of balancing to be done, there's still loads of optimizing to be done, and there's still loads of interface stuff to be done. For example, people don't always notice that this order is really important, and I need to find ways to improve the interface. I'm reading a good book about the neuroscience of computer game design that is making me think a lot about this stuff. There's a lot about the user interface and the initial experience of this game that is not good enough, and I'm working to improve it. Anyway, we will be back next week. Hopefully this works, because I'll have lost my voice by the end of it anyway. Thank you for watching. The game is $17.99. It is not going to be in any upcoming Steam sale. It's just not. I know that because I own the business and I make the decisions, and I've just filled out forms that state that that is the case. So if you know you're going to get it, you might as well get it now, because the price is not going to change for quite a while. And when it does, it would only go up, I think. So there you go, $17.99 on PC only from GOG, direct from us through the Humble widget, and also, of course, on Steam. Thank you for watching. This is Production Line. I will see you next week. I hope this worked.